Hey everybody. Well, I am at a property. I was just checking to see if this gentleman's switchgrass was up. But I did a bedding cut in here a couple years ago, added to it a little bit last year. I'm just checking it out to see if it still looks good, if I had to do any cleanup in it. And he told me this last winter the deer were in here heavy. It's a cut that's on a swamp transition. I've done a video on it before, but I just wanted to show here. The cut still looks great and the deer are in here heavy, but this is a classic example of a buck bed that I created because it was in the perfect location. So let me flip the camera around. Alright, so there is the bed. Alright, so I'm right on a marsh transition. You can see I have 3 hinge trees. Boom, boom, boom. Made a perfect canopy. We got good back cover, and you can see literally the marsh right there. So we're right on the edge of the marsh. The bedding cut goes back that direction. But this is an incredibly well-used bed that's right on the edge of a marsh. So if I was a buck, this is where I'd want to bed, because we got all the bedding right over here. We got the marsh at our back. We kind of have that room with a view that Jim Brocker, Jake Eatlinger, all those boys, Jim Ward talk about. You need a great view, but great security. So he can scent check to the northwest through the bedding. So anything in the bedding he can smell from right here. He can look out over the marsh. We still got gaps. I mean, it's pretty thick, but he can see when these leaves drop. He can see out that direction. There are rubs all over in here. I can see one right back through there. You can see that tree right there. We got some rubs up this direction. There's a rubbed up tree right there. You can see it right up in there. A bunch of old rubs up in here. So when this guy gets up, he can trash a tree and then he can go work the bedding here if he needs to. But this is just such a classic example of a buck bed. You know, this is one of those spots when I cut it in, that's what I was thinking. Doesn't always work that way. You know, this isn't an exact science, but this one clearly worked very well. So there's been a lot of bedding here throughout this year. So just wanted to show that off and just kind of show how, you know, if I'm thinking buck bedding, kind of what type of spots I'm looking for.